Hey, my name is Devon Ramkalawan from Challenge FM, and this is my presentation on the financial markets. What is the financial markets? The financial markets is where people trade financial securities and derivatives such as futures and options at low transaction costs, which will be like stocks of a company, metals like gold and silver, oil and gas, currencies like Euro USD, USD JPY, and literally hundreds more. Is trading in the financial markets a good business? Of course, it is. Many people make a living from trading. However, you have to be knowledgeable, patient, and willing to accept the risk. The same quality is required for any other business. You can trade wherever there is an internet connection. That includes the privacy of your home. You can use your computer, phone, or tablet. Now allow me to introduce you to the markets and how it works. This is the USD CAD chart. USD CAD is called a pair. It is the US currency versus the Canadian currency. This is a chart of Apple stock. This is a chart of gold. This is a chart of oil. Those are just a few charts so you know what it looks like. In order to access these charts, we use a software called MetaTrader 4 or MetaTrader 5, and more importantly, you need a broker. Challenge FM is proud to announce its relationship with Admiral Markets UK. I have dealt with a lot of brokers, but Admiral Markets has proven to be the best. They are a regulated broker with loads of benefits. These benefits include segregation of client funds. In accordance with FCA rules, all client money is kept fully segregated from our own assets in an EEA-regulated credit institution. This ensures that clients' funds are available for them at all times and cannot be used by us for any purpose. These arrangements are checked and verified by our auditors. The Financial Services Compensation Scheme, FSCS. In the unlikely event that we get into financial difficulty and there is a shortfall in segregated client funds, an individual or small company may be eligible to be compensated up to £50,000. If the bank which is used to hold segregated client money goes into liquidation, any losses would be shared by clients in proportion to their share of the total amount held with the failed bank. Any funds lost as a result of this would be covered by the FSCS up to a limit of £50,000 per client. Negative balance protection. We compensate amount deficits for professional clients in accordance with our negative balance protection policy, covering up to £50,000 per client. Our retail clients have full and unconditional protection from account deficits and are covered on per account basis with no limits to maximum payout. Treating our customers fairly. With Admiral Markets, your interests always come first. We're committed to protecting your interests in everything we do, from promoting our services and suggesting products, right through after sales service and handling complaints. We also make sure our team is always up to speed with any new development that could affect the quality of our service to you. From that alone, you can see why they are the best broker to go with. Additionally, they have departments of analysts studying different markets, and they share their findings with Challenge FM. This is because of the relationship that I have developed with them. Before we get into how you will be making money, let's dive into how the broker makes money. Every time you make a trade, you are entering into a contract where you have just purchased an item, whether it be shares of a company or currency of a country. And like every item you purchase, there is a supplier. The supplier sells it to you at a higher price than they paid for it. The difference between their purchasing price and selling price is their profit. In the markets, this difference is called the spread. That spread is where the broker makes their profit. If you buy a 1.0 lot at a spread of zero point 0.6 pips, the broker makes $6. If the market moves 100 pips and you profit $1,000, the broker still makes only $6. $6 profit for the broker is very small, but then consider 1,000 clients making the same trade. That's $6,000. Now it's making more sense for the broker. Then consider one client trading at 1,000 lot. That's $6,000 for the broker on one client. Then consider 1,000 clients making a 1,000 lot. That's $6 million for the broker. With this simple math, you can see how the broker makes its money and why your success is important to them. For you to make a big trade of 1,000 lots, your account needs to be within the millions. This is why your success is their success. The bigger your balance, the bigger the lots you can take. In turn, the more profitable you and the broker become. Win-win. The fact is, they want you to be in the millions. Now let's dive into how you can be profitable in this business. Let me start by saying there's a thin line between trading and gambling. It is important to recognize this line and make sure that you don't gamble in the markets. The difference between the two is how you view the markets and the strategy you use. The analysts at Admiral Markets works hard to present tips to their big clients who can purchase large lot sizes. Challenge MFM is privileged this info because I have signed a contract to introduce persons to trade with them. Therefore, all my clients act as one big client. These tips are reliable, and trusting these professionals is a good way to invest your money rather than guessing and gambling. However, that's not all I can offer you to become successful in this field. I've been trading the markets for a few years and I have finally found a strategy that works. It is designed to capture the big moves of the market by observing where the big investors are. We ride the waving trends by catching it before it's about to take off. I am now going to demonstrate to you how to get started in trading the markets. This is Admiral Markets Trading Room. You can open a live account or open a demo account. After doing this, you have to download a trading platform. Let's go to MetaTrader 4. To download MetaTrader 4 for Windows, click this button, and to download MetaTrader 4 for Mac, click this one. After installing MetaTrader 4, you will then have access to the markets. For the sake of this demonstration, I will be using a demo account with a balance of $10,000. This is where your balance is. These are all the different charts. These are all the indicators. This tells you the time and date. This tells you the price. Here are the time frames. Here are the drawing tools. And this is the chart. There are two types of charts that we use. Candlestick charts like this one, and bar charts like this one. Both charts tell us the same thing. For this demonstration, I will be using candlestick charts. Before we get into trading, let me explain what a candlestick represents. This is a diagram of the candles. Candles can represent different time frames. If this is a daily candle and the day ends on a high, you will see the candle green and the next candle starting at the top. If the next candle ends on a low, you will see the candle red and the next candle will start on the bottom. The wicks or shadows means that price has moved higher and lower than the opening and closing price during the day. Now I am going to show you how to trade. Using past data and the strategy tester tool on MetaTrader 4, I will show you how I trade in real time. I will be trading crude oil in the month of May 2018. This will show exactly the outcome of this strategy if you were using it at that time. This is crude oil versus USD. You can see how the price is moving and the candles are forming. When you buy, you are entering into a contract where you are investing in oil. When you sell, you are entering into a contract where you are investing in the USD. I have placed lines on the high and low areas of where price had reached. Now I am waiting for the market to tell me where to invest. Like Muay Thai, the market has its own language. This strategy is an interpreter for us to understand the language. For the sake of time, I will be fast forwarding through the unnecessary movements. I am adjusting my lines as price moves. The market is telling me that oil is a good investment right now, so I buy. When I enter into a trade, my account automatically goes into a loss based on the spread. That money goes to the broker. If the price continues to fall, I will be losing. Let's say my account is $10,000 and my lot size is 10. I will lose $10 for every pip the price drops. Same goes for profit. I will be in $10 profit for every pip the price goes up. If price falls 1000 pips, I will lose my whole account. Therefore, it is wise to have a risk point or stop loss. The red line is my risk. I am telling MetaTrader 4 that if price reaches there, I will take the loss. In this case, it is 50 pips, which is equal to $500. Price fell and hit the risk, so I lost 50 pips. Now I adjust my lines and wait for another opportunity. You should note that every candle is 4 hours long, and this will actually be taking days. And you would only be watching your charts a few times a day, waiting for the market to tell you what's going on. I have entered into another buy. I have moved my risk just on my buying price. Now, this trade is out of risk. I cannot lose it. I have moved the risk above the purchasing price, which means I am in profit, and I have entered another buy. The risk for both trades are on the same price, so one is winning and the other is losing. As price reached my risk point, one trade won 153 pips and the other lost 36 pips. Now I am investing in USD by selling. Price has hit my risk and I lost 56 pips. Buy. Profited 20 pips. Sell. Lost 54 pips. Buy. Lost 50 pips. Buy. Lost 46 pips. Buy. Lost 50 pips. Sell. Another sell. I am moving my risk line as price falls to secure my profit. At this point, both my trades are in big profits, and because my risk is below the selling price, my profit is secured. This is the big move in the markets that this system guarantees. It inevitably happens, and it makes up for all the previous false signals. Both trades profited, one at 438 pips and the other 300 pips. Take a look at the results of this strategy with other charts during 2018. This is the New Zealand versus US dollar chart. This is the Australian USD chart. This is the Euro USD chart. This is the USD CHF chart. This is the Great Britain Pound USD chart. Now take a look at the 2018 report when this strategy was tested using 10 charts with an investment of $20,000. The money management we are using is a balance of 10,000, contingency of 10,000. The lot size is 1.0 or a size where 1 pip is $10 and 1 point is $1. End of year report. From $10,000, the balance has grown to $243,456. That's more than 2,000%. From 10,000, the contingency has grown to 155,338. That's more than 1,500%. Total withdrawal for the year was 98,160. That's almost 500%. Total yearly growth from a $20,000 investment is 496,954. That's almost 2,500% growth. As you look at these results, I urge you to pay attention to the percentage and not the investment, because individual investment differ, but percentages don't. You might be wondering if this strategy will hold up over the years. Let me tell you that the core of this system was being used even before computers have been involved in the markets, so I can say that it stands the test of time. By now you should be wondering, this system sounds good, but I don't have all day to look at charts. No problem. What if I tell you I only look at my charts a few times a day for only 5 minutes? Are you interested then? As a matter of fact, I prefer you only look at your charts a few times a day, because the more you stare at them, the more emotionally invested you become and more prone to pull out early or miss an opportunity. You should study the charts a few times a week, and that's not to trade but to analyze the patterns and maybe give yourself a report on how the market is moving. However, when you're learning this strategy and testing it, you should spend as much time as you can behind the charts. This will take about 2 weeks or at most a month to get the hang of. This is because I have detailed this course in the simplest way possible and will be working with you personally till you get it. If you still think you don't have the time or even the interest, then consider taking the trades that Admiral Markets provides me with. You need only visit challengehim.org and click Tips to see if there's any recent ones that you can take. Finally, we have come to the end of this presentation. I hope you are impressed with the successful approach I have taken with the financial markets. Always remember that the markets come with risk, but as you've seen, my strategy takes those risks into account. I'm excited to teach you this. Your next step is to contact me and arrange an appointment so we can get started. Thank you for taking the time to hear me out. I look forward to working with you in the future. Challenge Gym FM, 272 Mountstuart Village, Princestown, www.challengegym.org, email challenge_gym@yahoo.com, or call 783-5216. It's 6 a.m. on Monday morning,
and I'm doing this video to show you how I trade the strategy on the live market. So I've set up two demo accounts. One is to show you how I use the strategy as demonstrated in the presentation, using it in the long term, trying to catch the big moves and taking the small losses, and in turn we'll have these big profits at the end of the month, and you see this big growth at the end of the year. Now, using the strategy in this way, you do have some losses. Some months may come out at a loss, but some months come out like 200% and more of your capital. So let's go to the charts here. This account right here, this demo account, it rolled up from last week, so you see we have some losses. This is the one where we're taking the long term. Alright, so you see my 10 charts are set up here. Now this account here is with the blue screen, is the one where I'm tracking the money flow. So it's the same, similar trades are going to be done on this one as it's going to be on this one. Now what we're going to do on this one is when this, we're going to be looking at the end equity here. This equity number here is what we're looking at, and we're looking at the overall profit or the overall loss. When this hits about 50% of our account, which will be, the equity should be showing 16,000 plus, we're going to close off all these trades. Because that would mean to say that the money has been flowing in a particular direction that we happen to be in, and we're going to close it off. However, this other account here, we're not going to be closing it off. We're going to be holding out on each individual chart as planned, as set up on the presentation that I showed you. And this chart here will result in that big amount at the end of the year. However, this blue screen chart here is going to show us the money flow, and we're going to get profit at the end of the week. Now, as you can see from my balance here, 8,851, no, sorry, 10,851. That 851 was profit from last week, so that's about 8%. This week here now, we're looking for 20%, between 20% and 50%. Alright, so let's get into it. So I'm going to run through the charts. My 10 charts, Great Britain Pound USD, I have nothing here right now. The USD CAD already has a trade in from last week. Great Britain Pound JPY has a trade from last week. So does the USD CHF. Australian CAD has nothing yet. Euro JPY has nothing yet. We're waiting. Oil has a trade from last week, which is a sell, and we're waiting for that. Natural gas, we have 3 trades running on this one for a buy. Euro USD, we're thinking is going up as well. Australian USD, we have no trades yet, but something might happen in the next 4 hours or later in today. Gold, alright, so those are the 10 charts. Now gold and these other charts here, extra charts that I look at, just to get an idea of if there might be some other opportunities. But these are the 10 main charts here. The dollar index, I pay attention to the dollar index so that I get an idea where the dollar is going, because if I know where the dollar is going, I'll get a good idea where these other USD pairs are going. Alright? And that's about it. That's the amount of time I take to look at the charts every time. Okay, so it's Tuesday morning, just a little bit before 6 o'clock. Yesterday, after 1:30, I did check the market a few times, but I was unable to make a video. There were some trades added in, and last night I made a few trades, so I checked the market on my phone, which is something very easy to do using this strategy. So now let's see what's happening this morning. So here is the chart where we are doing the long-term trades. So you can see I did make some new trades. You can see the equity is now 11,000 and change, which puts us in some profit. Try to ignore the balance here. What we're looking for is the equity and the amount of profit that we're in. Alright, so let's just run through the charts. Alright, we want to make a buy here. Oil, natural gas is still going up. USD, AUD, USD, gold, nothing yet. Alright, so gold, these are the extra charts, right? Alright, so this is the money flow account, and look, we can see the equity is 11,800 now, which means to say we're 10% in profit, and we're looking for 20% to 50%. However, it is Tuesday, so I do expect that this will increase. This profit will increase as we go along because money increases the flow as the week progresses. If it doesn't, for some reason we start seeing it dropping, we will take whatever the profit that we have. The balance, as you can see, is 9,000 now, so we did have some losses, but it really doesn't matter. It's all about the equity because we're in more profit than we were in losses. All right. Okay, so it's 1 p.m. on Tuesday, and let's just look at the market now. So here we see the account where we're doing long-term trading. The equity is still 11,000, which is profit from where we started this week, but our balance has dropped drastically. So we're gonna may have to use the contingency. The other account, yeah, we're at 13,000. So what I want to do, this is a little over 20%. So I want to take this profit because the momentum is up, but it's dropping. It's dropping a bit. So I just want to take all this profit and then we'll get back in on it. Maybe tomorrow. Alright, so you can see the account now is 13,000. We had started with 10,800, so we're definitely in profit. Alright, so tomorrow, this account is going to continue trading because this is a long term. We're following each chart in accordance to how it's profiting. But this account, tomorrow basically will be starting over. Okay, so it's Wednesday morning, just about 5:30. And let's see what the market is doing now. Okay, so this is the account where we're doing the long term. You can see the equity is still in profit when we started this week. The balance is pretty low, but it isn't much of a concern. So let's just check and see how our trades are doing. So basically I'm just moving my lines according to the profit that I'm in, or the wins that I'm in. And you can see almost every trade there is in a win. But that's what this strategy does, you know, it catches the big moves. Now today is Wednesday, so we're expecting an increase in volumes today. Alright, so those are the 10 charts. Let's see how this chart goes. So between the last video and now, I did make a few trades, and you can see that the money flow account has lost a little bit, but we are in profit, and we expect this money to start flowing today into tomorrow. So we should see more profit here, and there might be 1 or 2 trades to take again. Okay. Alright, it's 6:44 on Thursday morning, and let's just see what the market is doing. Okay, so here we have our account where we're doing the long-term trades. The balance is a bit low, but the equity is more than it was at the beginning of the month. We can see that I made some new trades, most of which are winning. Alright, so let's see what the money flow account is doing. Alright, so here we have 14,200 in the equity. And honestly, right now is a very good time to take this profit. I am going to hold out to see if we get that 16,000. But while you're trading the strategy, here is a good time you can take it. So if later today it hits this 50%, this 16,000, which is 50% what we're targeting, I will take all of this profit, and I'll make another video at that time. Right? Okay, so it's 9:27 on Friday morning, and let's just take a look at the market. So here we have our money flow account. Our equity is looking 13,400. So I want to take this now. It could probably go higher, but I want to take this profit right now. It's Friday, so we close off the week anyway. right? So we're at profit 13,300. That's just a little over 20% for this week. Of course, if we had taken the profit yesterday, we would have been a little bit higher. But that's the sacrifice sometimes. It was possible, and still probably is possible, to go up even higher. All right, so let's look at the long-term strategy. I see the equity is 11,000. You see we're in some profit here. You can see the balance has dropped a great deal. But as I said, you don't focus on this too much because it will increase. I will start growing over a period of time. This specific strategy here is a long-term one. Is gonna see profits monthly into the year, the end of the year. Whereas the other one, the money flow one, is the one you look for profit for the week. So I just had to show you these two different ways in which I use the strategy. This one here is more long-term, as I said, and it's more patience. The other one, less patience, still profitable, right? So 20% for the week is pretty good, considering the hardest thing I had to do was put on this shirt to make these videos. And just click a button, right? So if this is something you're interested in, please contact me, and I'll let you know the process to join in Challenge MFM, and we can get started from there. I look forward to working with anyone who's interested and is passionate about the foreign exchange market, or the stock market, or the financial markets on the whole. Okay, thank you.
When the market closed on Friday, the long-term account had more than 15,000 in the equity, which means that all losses were regained and we are now in profit. The money flow account closed at 14,000 and equity was 13,888, which is 30% gain for the week.